So boss fights within Guardian Tale has never been a real problem for me because it's about team building, knowing the boss's attack pattern as well as the elements of the bosses in order to optimize your gameplay so that you can get through the boss stage. However, I realized that there's actually a demand for boss fight guides because there will be people who will be struggling with their team building aspects or struggling to find out how to deal with the bosses under different scenarios. And I really hate it when I see people spend thousands of gems on revive in order to clear the boss stage. So the purpose of this boss guide series is to help people fight the bosses with their personal team in the most optimal way possible. The previous guide, which was the Dark Magician Beth guide, had received a lot of responses and I'm really thankful for that. So I'll link a card above if you guys need the boss fight for Dark Magician Beth, and you guys can go and visit it. So in today's video, right, the boss fight guide will be none other than the boss of World 12, which is MK.2. As usual, this will be the format for today's video. Now, following a trend since World 10 and World 11, the boss for this fight is actually Dark Element. So your units such as Future Princess, Gabriel, Mark 99, they are all awesome light units to have. So I don't really recommend the melee side of things, which are your Lapis and Eugene, because honestly these two units are just not that good for PvE purposes. However, you can actually equip your heroes with their exclusive weapon if you have them, so that you have an easier time dealing damage to the boss, because the boss is weak to light damage. And similar to Dark Magician Beth from World 11, the usual team composition that I recommend anyone is one tank, which is any hero with the plus HP or plus defense stuff, and you have one healer, any hero that has the capability to heal you in the team setting. So this will ensure your whole team sustainability, and then two damage dealers in order to ensure consistent damage on the boss. And one thing to take note of is that it will be recommended if the main character that you're controlling has a really good crowd control ability in terms of their exclusive weapon ability or their own attacking ability. So this is something that I want you guys to take note of, because this will play a part in the boss fights pattern later, so I'll explain it later. Overall, I will grade the boss fight for MK.2 to be relatively easy as compared to the previous boss fight, because there is only one phase and the boss attack pattern is mostly non-lethal, or at least from the boss itself. The thing to take note for this boss fight is actually the helicopter, because the helicopter will be the crucial damage source coming out from the boss. Most of the attacks coming out from MK.2 itself isn't really that painful, so these are the things for you to take note. So the first attack to take note of is the spray attack coming from the helicopter. So this attack deals a lot of damage, but it's really slow and very easy to observe. So once you see a yellow circle on the floor and the helicopter starts spraying, just run for your life and try to run away from your AI units, because this helicopter is targeted towards your main character. So bringing the attack away from your teammate can save you a lot of trouble in case the AI of your team is stupid. And the next attack is the laser attack by the helicopter. So it's similar to the third phase of the Dragon Beth, the laser attack that she does. So it will target your main character for a bit and release a path of fire that will melt any object inside it. So this attack, it's actually very slow, very easy to dodge as well. Just got to make sure that you direct the attack as far away from your team as possible. So one interesting to take note of, as you guys can see on the screen right now, is that when the boss is actually chained on the floor by your characters, they actually stop attacking. So this includes the helicopter attack as well. So try to chain the boss for as long as possible so that you're able to reduce the attack time coming out from the helicopter as well as MK.2. And the next attack is the harpoon attack. So it's indicated by the red circle, as you guys can see on the screen. So after a bit of channeling, the harpoon will fly towards you and then create a small AoE of fire, which will deal damage to you once you step into it. So the method to dodge it is very similar to the first attack. So once you see the circle, just run away from it and try to run in the outer layer of the map, because this will give you more space to run and also to reduce the chances of you re-entering the fire ring set up by the harpoon after the shots have been fired. And next is the pushback attack by MK.2 herself. So this attack doesn't really do that much damage, it's really easy to dodge, and the attack pattern is just a really big semicircle in front of her. But the issue with this attack is if it's combined with the likes of the laser attack or even the harpoon attack, it could do a lot of damage to your units. So do take note of that. And Mark 2 herself can also fire out harpoons, and this harpoon doesn't really have much indicator. Usually it will follow after the knockback attack from what I can observe. And the only way for you to dodge it is once you see the harpoon coming out from Mark 2, just run around to dodge the attack. However, the damage coming out from it is pretty low, so it is not fatal and it is within the healable range. And during the firing of these harpoons herself, she will also throw in some charge attacks, which deals pretty mediocre damage, so as long as you have a healer, you should be fine. And we move on to the last attack in Mark 2's arsenal, which is the Gang Up. So this Gang Up allows Mark 2 to summon her Tearing Gang minions to fight with her in battle, and this Tearing Gang minion, right, deals a lot of damage, so you must be able to clear them as soon as possible. That's why in the earlier part of the video, I told you to bring a unit with good AoE ability, because this will allow you to clear the minions as fast as possible. So I was pretty lucky during my fight with only Knight. I was able to only encounter these summoning once, so I was able to clear it with Knight very easily with Tartaros equipped, so that saved me a lot of trouble there. But in my KR scenario, she actually summoned multiple times, and the important part for this gang thing is that the damage coming from the minion hurts a lot. Even though your main character may be able to dodge the attacks coming out from the minions, your supporting characters or your secondary characters, they are not that smart, and that is the reason why this attack, in my opinion, is the most lethal. From what I can observe, she will just summon 6 minions, so 2 laser guy, 2 guy with a dagger, and 2 tanky guys. So the priority is just to bring down the laser guy, and the rest is up to you, because the laser guy is the most lethal weapon within Guardian Tales. So that's all the attacks that Mark 2 will unleash in the boss fight from what I can observe. And there isn't really a sequence where she will unleash her attack in, except for the pushback and the harpoon attack. The helicopter and Mark 2 functions really differently, so they can unleash different attacks all at the same time, so that could be trouble. But other than that, if you have a standard team, if you follow the instructions of the video as well as take note of the indicator, stay focused, this should be a pretty easy fight, because I done it with Knight and it's definitely possible if you have a very decent team. And that's it for this Mark II boss fight guide video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that this video is helpful for you guys in clearing the Mark II fight. And do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more guide videos such as this one from this channel, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!